What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back. Talkin Mets and Rob. MLB deadline special live. How you guys doing? If you're a Met fan, probably not so good at the moment because they haven't done anything, which is very frustrating. But just a little update that I said in the comment. I'm only going to be with you guys until a little after 3 o'clock because I got to drive to Citi Field for the game tonight. So I might just go live on my phone while I'm driving there. So you might get another live notification around 3:30, 4 o'clock to go about what went on at the deadline and everything like that. So 12 to 3 today, guys. What's up? How you doing, everybody? I think I saw Angel. I saw J Cruz, Transistor, RG. What's up, man? J Cruz. I know, man. Like it's amazing. You got Corey Seager who comes back today, and now you get Trey Turner. I mean, my God, and Scherzer for that matter. I mean, the Mets had no chance with them, but I mean, still, it's amazing. The Padres got Adam Frazier, who basically didn't even have a position for him, but they got him. So, sorry guys, let me just fix my camera real quick. Sorry about that. I mean, my God, jeez, I don't know what the Mets are doing. The Mets are waiting to the last minute. It's frustrating. It's annoying. Guys, don't forget, hit on that like button. Let's get that stream out to more people. We'll be with you for the next couple of hours. Hit on that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I did hear a couple of rumors about, I saw it was Baez Davies now more than Bryant Davies. So I don't really know. Nick, exactly. At least we get the black jerseys, right, guys? I'm going to tell you this right now. Now, this is my get-up today. I actually got the – let me get up for a second to show you my cool shorts, all right? Just give me a second. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Look. I'm ready tonight. Look at it. Look at that. But yeah, guys, so I'm going to tell you right now. It's very, very important the Mets do something tonight because as much as everybody is hyped for the black jerseys, nobody is going to be happy if the Mets do not do nothing big. Who cares about the black jerseys at this point? Like, we're going to carry the same freaking team into the last 60-plus games of the season, and we already seen with the Braves. We can't beat the Braves. And the Phillies are hot right now, so I just don't understand. It's frustrating. It's annoying. Right now, like, it's basically been silent for the last couple of days. You've seen the Yankees making this move and that move and the other move. They freaking get Gallo, and then they get Rizzo. I mean, come on. They gave up a 9th and 12th prospect for Rizzo. There's no reason why the Mets can't give a 9th or a 12th prospect for Bryant. If you look at their numbers, they're very similar. So it makes no sense. They're both rentals. They both have similar numbers. So it's stupid to me. And then you hear on Twitter that I think Mike Puma was the one that reported it, that the Mets are laughing at the cost of some of these free agents. I mean, trade pieces. It makes no sense. Look, this is typical Sandy Alderson does what he always does. He nitpicks to the last couple of minutes and then makes a move because he has no choice. Waiting this long does not help with prospect cost. We've seen that in 2015 with Cespedes. He waited for Bruce. Then Bruce was off the table. Then Justin Upton from San Diego. Justin Upton was off the table. And then what happened? The only player that was left was Cespedes. He had no other choice. And that's what happened. That's how he got Cespedes. And still, he waited thinking that the price is going to go down, but yet he gave our top pitching prospect, which was Michael Fulmer. So it makes no sense. Makes no freaking sense. I'm frustrated. It's getting annoying because, look, I don't care what the Yankees do because it doesn't affect the Mets directly. But when you're in the same town as basically you're basically the little brother, and you're the team that's in first place, you should be making the moves like the Yankees move. Now, I'm not saying get Gallo, get Rizzo, because that doesn't make sense for the Mets. But you should be making a Bryant, a Kimbrel, a Berrios type of trade. I just don't understand. It's fucking frustrating. It's annoying. It's stupid. It's just a lack of common sense that Sandy Olson has. And if Steve Cohen didn't put pressure on Sandy Alderson to get a big deal done, I guarantee you Sandy Alderson would probably get like a Zach Davies and say, "Oh, we tried. We got Rich Hill and Zach Davies, though. How do you feel? We got black jerseys. Don't worry about it." Nobody's gonna give a shit about the black. As you can see, I'm frustrated. 1 second. That's the problem, guys. Sorry about that. Making sure you guys can hear me. Thumbs up. Okay. So that's the problem I'm having. I'm very frustrated by the lack of common sense by the Mets organization. RG, exactly. 359. I wouldn't be surprised. Because this is what Sandy Alderson does. I do not care the fact that he's going to be waiting for the prices to go down. What price to go down? The Yankees gave a 9th and 12th prospect for Anthony Rizzo. They basically gave like 4 or 5 real low-level minor leaguers for Gallo. They didn't give up nothing. But yet you got 2 all-stars on the Yankees team that's already going to make them better. Like I said, I don't care about the Yankees, but it's just this. You see the cost. Like, I understand the cost when it comes to Scherzer and Turner, giving up your 2 top 5 prospects from the Dodgers. I get that, Jay Cruz. I see what you're saying. Don't worry about it. I just don't understand how it's going to cost more for the Mets, but not for any other team. It makes no sense. The Adam Frazier deal basically gave up nothing. Like, it's the Duffy deal, nothing. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I understand. The only one I understand where the prospects are high is the Scherzer Turner deal, because Turner has years on his contract still, and Scherzer, I think, has one. He's a free agent, but I think he has like some type of weird option when he's traded. So that's why I understand why it's so high for prospects, for them to. But for everybody else, it doesn't make sense. So it's just a lack of consistency and a lack of common sense that Sandy Alderson and the Mets brass has. It just doesn't make sense. There's no logical reason why the Mets have not made a deal. None. There's not even a lot of competition for the guys they're going for. Who's breaking down the walls for Chris Bryant and Javi Baez right now? Have you heard anything from any other team? The only thing you heard was the Giants a little bit involved with Chris Bryant. If that's the only team you have to worry about competition-wise to get the players you need, then it shouldn't matter. It should not be this hard. All right, guys. So let me check out your comments really quick so we can get through the nonsense. The Mets are actually doing nothing at the moment. Let's see. Nelson, how you doing? Joseph, how you doing? RG, Nick, Daniel, how you doing? Daniel, the Mets have been in talks with the Cubs. It seemed like they've been in talks with the Cubs since the offseason. So until I hear something very concrete, I don't really care, because it seems like the Bryant, the Baez, the Kimbrel, the Davies, it seems like the Mets are the only one involved. Maybe the Giants are involved. But there was more teams after Gallo. There was more teams after Rizzo. But yet, it seemed like it was very easily done, the trade. So it doesn't make sense to me. How fast did the Rizzo trade pop up? I was watching SNY. I was watching Baseball Night in New York. They were talking about the Gallo trade, and then here's Andy Martino. Oh, the Yankees are close to getting Rizzo. What? It's just the lack of, I don't even know how to say it, like urgency with Sandy Alderson. You have a first place team that needs help to not only stay in first place, but to actually compete against the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants. And then, I don't know if you guys seen this tweet, but there was a tweet about the Mets saying, oh, well, the Braves and Phillies aren't making big moves, so that's why the Mets aren't really rushing to make big moves. What? Why do you care about the 2 teams in your division when you have a 4 or 5 game lead against those 2 teams? Makes no sense. Why don't you focus on, all right, I trust this team. I trust this team to make the playoffs and win the division. But don't you want to make sure they have what it can take to beat the Dodgers, to beat the Giants, to beat the Padres? Because at the end of the day, you're only going to have to worry about 2 of them, right? Because if the division ends, if the season ends today and the playoffs start today, the Mets will be facing the Brewers in the NLDS. The Giants would have the the division, and the Dodgers and Padres who win the wild card. So whoever wins that plays the Giants. So we don't have to worry about a West Coast team. We only have to worry about one team from the West. And I think the Mets can beat the Brewers the way we are right now, as we are constructed right now. But when you get to the NLCS, if you get to the NLCS and you got to face one of the three teams in the West, which is very likely, which is going to happen, somebody in the West is going to be in the NLCS. You have to be ready for that team. You can't go, oh, well, we got DeGrom and we got Stroman who might pitch good every month or so, and then you have the Walker situation where you forgot how to pitch. Carrasco's coming back tonight, thank God. But again, you have to think about, if you trust this team in making the playoffs. We've been in first place in this division for over 83 days. A little over almost 3 months. Give this team what they need to feel good about themselves so we can not worry about fighting for a division, so we can keep our guys healthy going into the playoffs. Not worrying about, oh, shit, the Braves are right behind us. Oh, shit, the Phillies are right behind us. Absolutely pissed off about this whole situation because we dealt with the same nonsense in 2015 when it all this way into the last second. They made a freaking documentary about it because it was so stupid. That's how, if the Mets never made the World Series, there would have been no documentary. It's that simple. Now, granted, he got lucky with Cespedes. People always want to give Sandy Olson credit. Why give him credit when the last possible player that was available was Cespedes? The only thing he had to do was say, yes, I'll give you Michael Fulmer. That was it. It just does not make sense. I know you guys, some people are saying, let's see, RG and Nick's make me haven't seen me this mad. It's frustrating because I think this team just needs a little bit of help. And then when you see the teams that are already one of the top 5 best teams in baseball, in the Giants, Dodgers, and Padres, still making big moves. They're not making little moves like, oh, let's get a bullpen on to solidify this bullpen. No. Let's get a back end of the rotation guy. No. They're getting Scherzer and Turner. You got to be fucking kidding me. They had Corey Seager, who's coming back either today or tomorrow. But yet they got Trey Turner. I just don't fucking get it. It's frustrating. And at this point, knowing that the Padres did what they had to do, the Dodgers did what they had to do above and beyond. They didn't even do what they had to do. They went above and beyond. They didn't even have positions for these guys, for Turner with the Dodgers, with Adam Frazier with the Padres. They had no position available, but they realized that they can get a player that can help them, so they get them and figure it out. That's what the Mets don't do, and that's my problem. Like, people are like, oh, well, if you give prospects for Chris Bryant, what are you going to do with J.D. Davis? Sit him on the fucking bench. How about that? What has he done? Did you like that 0 for 4 yesterday with 2 strikeouts? Because that wasn't very good. If you get Javi Baez, what are you going to do with Jeff McNeil? Put him on the fucking bench. Even though Jeff McNeil has been hot, you want to move him over to third and put Davis on the bench? Fine, do that. But stop making excuses for Sandy Alderson. Too many people are making excuses. I got in fights with people on Twitter about it because it's absolute joke. People are like, oh, we're going to get Chris Bryant. Am I supposed to give you a fucking medal? No. I'm not supposed to give him a medal. Chris Bryant should be the easy trade. There's hardly any competition for Chris Bryant or even Javi Baez. The Giants were the only ones that had a little bit of rumor about it. Am I missing something here, guys, or what? Sorry, guys. I just had a rant about it because I couldn't wait to get out of work to start complaining. Transistor, exactly. I'm sorry I missed all you guys' comments, guys. I just really wanted to say what I had to say on my mind. Sweaty, I know we're gonna get KB. Look, I have a feeling we were, but it shouldn't take this long. I can assure you the price is probably not gonna drop. Or what? The Cubs might say, okay, we'll take your 15th best prospect and your 9th best prospect instead of the 9th and 13th. But to be honest, it really doesn't matter. Anybody after the top 10, I don't really give a shit. It doesn't make sense. Like, if the Mets are really smart, they would find a way to get Bryant and Baez and Kimbrel in a trade. If you have to give up Mauricio, give up Mauricio. What the hell are you going to do with Mauricio? We talked about this before, guys. Mauricio has no position on this team. Even if the Mets don't make a trade, Davis and McNeil, where are you going to put Mauricio? Last time I checked, Lindor, we have him for 10 more years. Absolutely no sense, guys. And the problem with just getting Chris Bryant was that trade could have been easily done 2 days ago. It could have easily been done. The Cubs were dealing. It was obvious. You know, this is what's going to happen. The Mets are going to get Chris Bryant and Zach Davies, and then they're not going to do nothing. Maybe they'll get like a small bullpen arm. Maybe. But that's about it. It comes to the point where you have to be aggressive. You can't just sit back and wait and twiddle your fucking thumbs and then, oh shit, I forgot to press the send button on this trade. Sorry. Come on. It's just stupid. And this is exactly what I talked about when Steve Cohen hired Sandy Olson to be the president of baseball operations / GM. Because let's be honest, Zach Scott is just a freaking face on a video. That's it. Sandy Olson's running things. We all know that. This is why I did not want Sandy Olson, because the same thing with the offseason. James McCann has not been good with the bat. Yeah, he had a clutch hit here and there. He's been good defensively. But they didn't want to wait for Real Muto because they were worried about the cost when he got about $80 million less than what he wanted. The same thing when it came to George Springer. Now, I know Joe Springer has been hurt. Nimmo's been a godsend. And, you know, Conforto has been garbage. And Dom Smith has been okay. It's just the same thing over and over again. And it just doesn't make sense. You know, if the prospects are high, guess what? How about taking the salary of that player that you want so you don't have to give the higher level prospects, right? That's what the Yankees did. The Yankees didn't want to take on the salary of Rizzo, so they give a little bit higher prospects to the Cubs. The Texas Rangers wanted a lot of prospects so they can give Gallo and they can take on the money. The Rangers can still pay for the Gallo's contract. The Yankees got 2 All-Stars. They don't even have to pay a dime for it. How does that make sense? Sorry, guys. I got all these notifications going. Trying to see anything that's going on because nobody really gives a shit about the Mets. Look, I see it this way. If the Mets don't make a big move, and if the Mets only get Zach Davies and a bullpen arm, the Mets should wear their spring training jerseys tonight. The hell with the black jerseys. Because you are disrespecting the teams that wore the black jerseys. The 99, 98, 99, 2000 team. The 2006 team. You're disrespecting them. Because this team can be so much better than what they are. Give them a little bit of reinforcements, and then you could see what this team can actually do. Maybe they can run away with the division. Maybe you don't have to pitch to Grom every 5th day if you have a big lead in the division. Now you're coming back. He's going to come back at some point, and you have to push these guys just to win a division now. It makes no sense. It really does not make sense. Fernando, I agree. Nick, where do I sign? I do that in a heartbeat. You can put Brian in right field, put Baez at shortstop. When Lindor's back, you put him at second, move McNeil to third. And Kimbrel obviously helps this bullpen tremendously. Like I said, why keep Mauricio if you're not going to move him to a position where you can use him in the majors? He's projected to be up next year. If you don't like J.D. Davis, as clearly the Mets do not like J.D. Davis. It's clear. They've been trying to get rid of him since the offseason. Why didn't Mauricio start third base in the minors from day one this year? Why is that? I'll give you the answer. Because they wanted to keep his value high at shortstop, knowing that he's an offensive juggernaut, and he's very good defensively. They did not want to mess with his head, so his value can stay high. Well, his value is very high. So you're just going to keep him? It's pointless. There is no reason why you keep a Mauricio. If you have to give Mauricio in a Bryant Baez Kimber deal, I'll drive him to Chicago. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I'll even give Mauricio and JT Ginn, a Mauricio Zapucki, a Mauricio Palmer, guys like that. I just don't understand it. They continue. I'm telling you guys right now, the Mets don't do nothing and they hold on to their prospects. They better have in the top 10 5 starters from their top 10 in 2 years, and they better be fucking good. Because if they're not, then everybody who's like, oh, I don't want to get rid of this guy or that guy, then you can go to the Mets games. You can watch them because then I can say you told you so. When DeGrom's 36, 37 years old and we don't have a good rotation, then what? You have to count on Matthew Allen. You got to count on Thomas Sapucki or Strom. Look, at the end of the day, there is no rotation after this year. You got DeGrom and you got Walker. If you want to count Peterson, go ahead, because I don't like Peterson anymore. I don't think Stroman's going to be signed here. You get Carrasco, great. Some guy who hasn't pitched all year, so we expect him to be healthy. You have the opportunity with one of the best pitcher in baseball when he comes back. Yet, you're fucking with his great years. We wasted 2 Cy Young Award seasons when he watched the players from his home. RG, agree. McGill. But these are guys that you want to put a good team around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand it. How many more years are going to waste good years of DeGrom? I just don't get it. Because people might love DeGrom, but I'm going to tell you right now, when DeGrom's 36, 37 years old and everybody is so happy that we kept all our prospects, they better be Javi Baez. They better be Anthony Rizzo. They better be Chris Bryant. Because if not, why are you keeping them for? Because those are the guys you can get now to make this team better. I don't give a shit if one of them are going to be Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, Anthony Rizzo in 3 years. You can get those guys now. Right? It's just amazing, guys. It's really amazing. I just don't get it. I'm just checking Twitter right now, guys, just to see anything. Oh wait, don't worry, guys. They got the black jersey bobbleheads too. Don't worry. It's okay. We got the black jersey bobbleheads. The Mets team store is full of black jerseys, black caps, all that fun stuff. Great. So let me check Twitter real quick, see if anything popped up. Yeah, from Ken Rosendahl. Berrios trade likely. Sources tell The Athletic. Blue Jays appear leading option. It's another one off the books. You know, because the Mets don't want to get rid of Mauricio and probably another top 10 to get Berrios, which would help this rotation tremendously. But that's okay. Amazing. Ugh. So frustrating, guys. Just give me a second. Let me just keep looking a little bit, see if there's anything interesting, because I don't think I have seen one Mets. I see Rockies, Rays. Oh, God. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so let's see. You know, and as much as people talk about there was a few people, even in this chat, not this chat, but like other streams and on Twitter, oh, the Mets are fine the way they are. Yet the Mets have a +2 run differential. +2. Every other team that is a playoff team as of right now has at least a +35 run differential. That's not a recipe for success to be +2 run differential. And then we're one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. We're second to last. I just don't get it. So I'm checking Twitter, and we got nothing. That's great. So let me check your comments, guys, so I can cool down a little bit. Aaron, I understand about Buxton, but there's really nowhere to play him. You know, the Mets are obsessed with Conforto. They're obsessed with Nimmo. And Dominic Smith is supposed to be the next coming of, Willie Mays. That's the way the Mets see this. So Buxton doesn't make sense for this Mets team because I don't think the front office believes that they need an outfielder. Now, if you listen to Scott, all they think they need is a big time starting pitcher or a starting pitcher. They didn't really talk about position players, which is scary. Sweaty, the Mets are lost. I agree. Daniel, I just don't understand it. Honestly, I really don't. Yeah, like I said, with Baez and Bryant, it's just obvious that the Mets could have made a trade already with the Cubs for whoever you want to put in the mix. If you wanted to be Bryant or Baez, They didn't have to wait. The price is not going to come down. What, instead of giving your 15 prospect, you're going to give you a 17 prospect instead, and another prospect? It's just stupid. Yeah, Cy Young contender Rich Hill. Yeah, and we also have a real Cy Young award guy, two of them, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Look, I just don't understand why they continue to act like this team doesn't need help. We're getting a little healthier. Right now, we have close to a 5-man rotation. DeGrom should be back sometime next week. So it's kind of crazy to me. Like, if DeGrom comes back next week, you're going to have DeGrom, you're going to have Casco, Stroman, Walker, and Rich Hill, and McGill. That's 6 starters. So we don't need a starter. Like, I just don't understand. You're going to get Davies to put Rich Hill in a bullpen? Because you ain't taking McGill out of the rotation. Transistor, I love that comment. I freaking love that comment. That's the biggest question. And that's the biggest problem. You got a team that's in first place. Any team, look, go across MLB. Every first place team made a move. For the most part, a big move. Even the Brewers got Eduardo Escobar. The Dodgers made a move. Now, I consider the Giants, the Dodgers, excuse me, and the Padres all first place teams because they're in that mix. Right, guys? That's what I'm thinking. So, why is it the Mets, the only team that's in first place, that haven't made a big move to improve their team? Rich Hill doesn't improve your team. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Peter, some people said that, but I don't believe that. You got the prospects, you got the money to take on contracts. Teams are they don't care who you are. Now, I get the whole Mike Rizzo Nationals Mets trade scenarios, teams in your division, or the Mets and the Yankees. But when it's a team like the Cubs just traded Rizzo to the Yankees. Why would they want to trade it to the Yankees? Why do they want to give the opportunity of the Yankees winning another championship? We've seen it with the whole Chapman, with Torres, stuff like that. No, I ain't wearing that damn t-shirt. No. Yeah, see, I don't think I just said this, but I don't think it's teams that don't want to trade with us. I think that's nonsense. I really think it is. I don't think people have to, like, it's not rocket science. We see who's running this team. He's done this before. That's why it's not something new. That's why Mets fans are upset. This was supposed to be a whole new era for the Mets with Steve Cohen. But when you got a guy like Sandy Alderson who prioritizes prospects over the here and now, you're never going to win. And I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, you got to give a lot of credit for Sandy Alderson for 2015. Why? Because the Mets got lucky. They stepped on Cespedes. They got Addison Reed. These weren't moves that Sandy Alderson, had a light bulb come off and knew exactly what he had to do. Sandy Alderson has problems pulling the trigger. It's consistently the same freaking thing. Jack, I understand that, but the lunacy of Sandy Alderson and the Mets saying that the prices are high, they're not high. If you look at Rizzo's numbers and you look at Bryant's numbers, they're very similar this year. They're both rentals. Why can't the Mets give a 9th and 12th prospect for Bryant? Maybe add another prospect to get a Kimbrel or a Davies. It shouldn't be that difficult. I'm telling you right now, guys, it's Sandy Alderson who does not want to pull the trigger. I guarantee he has a lot of hands in the hats, but he doesn't want to pull the trigger. They're so afraid of one of their prospects becoming an all-star. Great. Why do I care about 3 years from now? I'll worry about that then. This team has an opportunity to do. When you make the playoffs, anything can happen. But when you don't help this team, what do you think the Mets team is doing right now? They're at Citi Field right now, probably taking pictures of the black jerseys on, probably going to see them all over Twitter. You don't think they're saying, wow, it would nice to show that the front office shows that they care, they trust us, and they want to give us a little bit more effort and give us more offense and give us more pitching. They want to see that. Cole, what's up? They want to do that. That's what they want. Like, hey, they believe in us. If you don't do nothing, do you really believe in them? Or do you think they're just not good enough? Because if they're not good enough, then you know what? You might as well trade your hot players right now and get it over with. Or you know what? Trade Davis, trade McNeil, bring up Mauricio, bring up Vientos, bring up those guys. Because if they don't help us now, I do not give a damn. How many times are we going to have Generation K and Laston's Millage? Players like that. Not saying that Mauricio is going to be Laston's Millage. Or Jordani Valdespin. It makes no sense. I just don't get it. Let me just check Twitter. Sweaty. What do you mean? What does that mean by winding down? Does that mean something's close or nothing's happening? Because I'm confused. Yeah, exactly, Jermaine. Exactly what that is. That's exactly the problem. Let me throw up your comment real quick. That's exactly the issue. He has this Moneyball philosophy when he does not need to have that Moneyball philosophy. That's the problem. And I'm going to, in about, 2.5 hours, when I leave you guys around 3 to go to the game, I'm going to have WFAA on. I'm probably going to go live with you guys so you guys can help me with because, I'm driving to the game. I want you guys to give me the information that's coming along. But it's just the Moneyball philosophy. And he doesn't need, that's what I don't understand. Like, if Cohen said, listen, I don't want to go over the luxury tax. All right, you kind of handcuff Sandy Alderson a little bit. But Steve Cohen said in the interview, if he's going to go over the luxury tax, he's going to go over it big, not $1 million or $2 million. It's frustrating. Sorry, guys. I got a little cold. If I'm sniffling in the microphone, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Mark, I saw Barrios to Blue Jays. We just talked about it. What else to know? Like I said, you see teams getting better. And it's frustrating because right now, all the teams that are in the playoffs in the National League, the Mets are the worst of them. That's a problem. I don't want to go into the playoffs, win your division, and get knocked out by the freaking Brewers. I don't want to do that. Yeah, of course they're in power with Chris Bryant. Of course they are with the Cubs. Of course, because I guarantee you the Mets are probably saying, "Oh, I don't want to give that prospect. I don't want to give this prospect," because they think their prospects are gonna be Chris Bryant and Javi Baez. Okay, but if you can get those guys now, what happens if Chris Bryant plays great with the Mets and loves it here and wants to sign with them? Well, there you go. You got Chris Bryant. It's Roberto. I want to put that up because I 100% agree. We see the Braves don't have Acuna and Ozuna for the rest of the year, most likely with Ozuna. They don't have those. Their best player, but yet they took 3 out of 5 against the Mets. They looked a lot better than the Mets. The Phillies are starting to be hot. I second that, Roberto. The Mets don't make a big move. The Mets will not win this division. They will, by the end of August, like Roberto said, they'd be out of first place. What is Danny Olsen going to say? Oh, wait until the waiver deadline. Maybe we can pick somebody up there. So the player has to go through 29 other teams before the trade can get done. That's what you're going to do? You don't think a team's going to try to block the Mets? It's just stupid. But Fernando, they don't even have to make all those moves. They only have to win one series to get the NLCS. And that's probably going to be the Brewers if they win the division. The Mets are playing the Central Division in the NLDS. The Mets don't need, with this current team, they can beat the Brewers. The problem is when you get to the NLCS and you got to face one of those West teams. That's the problem. Like, great. Like, I don't want to be the Cubs of 2015 and get swept in the NLCS. I don't want to be that team. I don't. Oh, so there is no waiver wire anymore. So look, even worse. So that gives less of a reason why Sandy Olsen hasn't done anything yet. Makes no sense. You can't be a first place team, and the only move you made is Rich Hill. Holy shit. I can't even fathom that. Even with the Wilpons, we got Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier wasn't great, but he was okay. It was still a bat that the Mets needed. They needed a third baseman at the time. Yeah, RG, but that's not the point though. Because you've seen in years past when a team gets hot, they can blow past right to the World Series and possibly win it. We've seen it with the Nationals. The Nationals were 8 games under 500 by the All-Star break in 2019. They got hot, and boom, they won the World Series. The Cubs, 2016, they were one of the better teams, but they got to the World Series. They won. It's just, I can see the Mets doing everything they can during the trade deadline, and they just got beat by one of the better teams in the West in the NLCS. Then I'm like, all right, transistor, exactly. We would beat the Royals. All right, we almost got there. Damn it. Let's try to get back next year. But let's improve the team. Bring back the team. You got to sign this guy and that guy to keep the team together. Fine. Exactly. The Mets were a better team than the Royals in 2015. But the difference is the Royals made less mistakes, and that's why the Royals won the World Series. The Royals were never the best team. They were a contact hitting team who stole bases and picked up that extra base. That's what they did in the playoffs in 2015 when they faced the Mets. I'm sitting in my room. Yep. So it's confirmed Berrios to the Braves. The Blue Jays. Sorry, I don't want to scare any Met fan. Berrios to the Blue Jays. It's looking like. Alrighty. Refresh Twitter. All right, so this is from Mike Puma. The vibe I am getting from the Mets at the moment isn't great about the possibility of a deal. Shocking. But there's still more than 3 hours remaining, and the poker game could be just. Hold on, let me just. What the hell did I? Oh, just heating up. Mike Puma likes to give those type of tweets, but I'm not surprised. This is great, guys. This is what we need. Ken Rosendahl. The Rays are talking with the Cubs about both Chris Bryant and Craig Kimbrell. Could trade for one of them or individually. No indication a deal is close, but the Rays have the prospects to do it. That's look. Listen, you want to see me freak out? If the freaking Tampa Rays get Chris Bryant and Craig Kimbrell, I'm gonna go fucking nuts. Look, it's clearly it's 100% obvious that Sandy Alderson is nitpicking with the prospects. Even if it's not the biggest prospects, he is nitpicking with the damn prospects. That's the freaking problem. Transistor, I'm depressed. I haven't been this mad in a long time. I'm sorry with my voice, guys. I got a little cold, so I'm trying to hang in there. Look at that. Berrios to the Jays for Simeon and Woods Richardson. It's a good trade for both teams, honestly. I like Simeon. I'm surprised they got rid of Simeon. He's been raking. But again, yeah, exactly, Nick. We traded him for Stroman. So look at that. Nick, I agree. Let me throw up your comment real quick. It is. It's very embarrassing. Now, I'm not totally mad about the Berrios because I do not think the Mets needed Berrios. They need a bat. Pitching has not been the problem. We're getting healthier in the rotation. We're going to be okay. If you want to get a Zach Davies to help out with, innings limit with Walker and McGill, fine. But we didn't really need Berrios. We need a Bryant. We need a Baez. We need a Kimbrel. That's what we need. It's just, I don't get it. It's frustrating, but it seemed like it could be easily fixed. RG, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be another stupid 5 days in Flushing. Let the Met fans be tortured just a little bit more because, let's be honest, the Mets organization does not give a shit about the fans. Steve Cohen might. But if you notice anything with Steve Cohen, he leaves the people he hired to do the dirty work. He might put a little pressure on Alderson, but again, I just don't get it. Yeah, I give Cashman and the Yankees a lot of credit. I do. Sorry, guys. Sorry, got that. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little cold going on here. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Yankees management realized they had a problem. They needed offense. They got Gallo. They technically needed a first baseman and more offense. They got that. Those were brilliant moves yesterday. Not only did he get 2 All-Stars, he got the other teams, the Rangers and the Cubs, to pay for their full salaries. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Sweaty, I agree. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm very excited about the black jerseys. I grew up, my childhood was the black jerseys, but to have the moment of the black jerseys on the trade deadline, you want to see Met fans go crazy and have you be in euphoria state. Get Chris Bryant and Kimbrel and have the black jerseys tonight. Holy shit. It's going to be insane. People are going to be talking about it. People are going to be hyped. People are going to be happy. And this is a little side note, but we all remember Jesse Winker, right? In 2019 when he waved to the fans, when he made the nice catch to win the game. We're playing him tonight. So that's another added bonus for fans to be a little annoying towards him and probably drive him nuts. But I tell you right now, the mood's going to be very, very somber if the Mets don't make a big move. Because as much as the Met fan wants to get behind this team, it's not easy rooting for a team where your own front office doesn't give them more help that they desperately need, especially in the offensive department. Yeah, nigga, that's another thing. All of a sudden, like you could take an MRI of any pitcher's throwing elbow, and you could probably find a problem with it. Look, this is another thing that Sandy Alderson does. Nitpicks the money. Now he don't want to pay the $6 million signing bonus in that slot for Rocker, but yet, what are you gonna give him? $5.2 million? So you save a little bit under $1 million or $1 million? Come on, stupid. Gonna reload Twitter again, guys. Again, obviously it's official. Blue Jays got Berrios. Wow, look at it. Okay, so it wasn't Simeon that went back in his deal. Now, this is a lot to give up. The Blue Jays gave up Austin Martin, the Toronto's number 2 prospect, and Simeon Woods Richardson, the number 4 prospect. So they gave a number 2 and number 4 top prospect. So that's a lot. Now, I can see the Mets not doing that because if you want to put in perspective of the Mets prospects, you would have to give a Mauricio and a Beatty or a Mauricio and an Allen. So that's a lot to give up. But again, the Blue Jays already got their prospects up already. They got the Guerreros. They got the Bichettes. They got the Biggios up already. So what do you do when those prospects come up? You add to them. Just like Alonso came up. Smith, McNeil, Nimmo, Conforto. You add to the guys who came up in your minor league system. So that's why not using your prospects now is stupid. Because your core that came up through the minors is on this major league team. Excuse me. Yeah, but again, you have the richest owner in baseball. Correct? Fine. What does the money have to do about making a trade to get Bryant or Baez? I'm not here saying the Mets had to get Berrios. This doesn't require money right now. You're giving up prospects that you don't have right now on your major league roster. They're not helping you right now. It's only money to sign those guys. Don't we have that now? This is not the Wilpon Mets. If the Mets really want to pay Noah, and let's be honest, what is Noah really going to get? If Noah comes back in September, he has to build up his arm sheet. What is he going to pitch 4 or 5 innings? Even if he's dominant, there's not a lot of teams that are going to pay a lot of money for Noah Syndergaard. I don't think the Mets are going to sign Stroman. And Familia, you can easily sign Familia. He's not going to cost a lot. He's probably going to cost another $10, $20 million for 2 years. So it has nothing to do with trades now, have nothing to do about signing guys for money with the guys you mentioned, Jacob. I understand your point, but these trades do not involve money. It involves prospects. And if you've seen what the Yankees give up for Rizzo, that's probably what you would have to give up for Bryant or Baez. They all got similar numbers. They're all rentals. So you're not going to have to give up a Mauricio or a Vientos or a Beatty or a Matthew Allen to get those guys. The Yankees showed you what they have to do. And the only reason why the Yankees gave that high prospects 9 and 12 is because they wanted the Cubs to pay the salary of Rizzo. If the Mets take on the Bryant money or the Baez money, it's going to be less prospects. Lower level prospects. Probably not even in the top 10. So there's no excuse. Exactly, Jacob. Like I get your point, and it's a good point. It's just a matter of if you're not going to have to worry about money with Steve Cohen, the Mets should have a lot of options. If you don't want to give up the prospects, then just take on the salary of the player you want. It's that simple. And the later you wait, the price is not going to change. It only allows for the teams who missed out on other players to get in. Like, I'm telling you right now, what have you heard about rumors regarding Chris Bryant and Javi Baez? The only team I heard, besides the Rays just now, are the San Francisco Giants. And that was a small rumor. That wasn't very big. So the Mets don't really have that much competition for those type of players right now. So the Mets could have been aggressive and thrown out a package to the Cubs 3 days ago and see what they said. They probably didn't do that because that's not Sandy Alderson. It's frustrating. You know, you haven't heard Steve Cohen say anything, which I don't really care about that. But if I'm Steve Cohen and I'm sitting here with millions and billions of dollars in my pocket, and I'm assuming he's with Sandy Alderson and the front office right now in the war room, so to speak. If I'm Steve Cohen, I'm like, Sandy, what are you doing? Do you need money? I'll give you money. Go get Bryant. You don't want to give your any of your top 10 prospects? Fine. Tell the Cubs you're going to pay their salary. It's that simple. I just don't get it. It's frustrating, guys. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, once again, guys, if you just tuned in, I got a little bit of a cold, so my voice and it's probably not great right now. Sorry if I cough or sneeze. Sorry. Let me just give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. So I didn't see nothing as of yet. Don't forget, guys, if you're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button. If you haven't hit on that like button, guys, hit on that like button. Let's get that stream out to more people. I will be with you until 3 o'clock because I got to head over to the game. I'm probably going to go live again while I'm driving so we can, chat I can chat while I'm driving to the game. But I will be leaving this live chat at 3 just so I can get to the game and make sure I get my black t-shirt because who knows, that might be the best thing that might happen today. Might as well get something for free, right? Look, I was always I was not an advocate for Stroman. I don't like Stroman. I think Stroman is a me guy. I only think the reason why he's pitching well as he is this year is because it's a contract year. And if you give this guy $80 to $100 million in a 4 or 5 year deal, we're going to be heavily disappointed over the next couple of years. That's just my opinion. But no matter who's a free agent for this Mets team at the end of the year, it has no bearing on what the Mets can do right now. They can't. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to check Twitter again, guys, to see what the Mets are not doing. Frustrated. And I'm telling you right now, guys, now that the Rays are involved with Chris Bryant, it's going to be harder now for the Mets to get Chris Bryant or even Javi Baez or Craig Kimbrell because the Rays are involved. And no matter what the Mets can pull and give up, the Rays can do better. That's why you don't wait. Because right now, all that's left for the Mets is Chris Bryant and Javi Baez. Even Eduardo Escobar, who I thought was like a third option, is gone. Are the Mets going to pivot to Cleveland and get J-Ram? I don't think so. Because that's going to cost a lot. But Nick, the Mets the Mets have a decent farm system. They're in the middle of the pack when it comes to farm systems. We have a lot of lower level prospects that are highly touted. It's just the upper division, the double A and triple A that is not great. But look what the Yankees gave for Joey Gallo. Basically, everything from their lower level farm system. Edwin, I agree. I'm going to throw up your comment really quick. They are showing it. They're all talk right now. If we don't spend today, they're the same old Mets. Exactly. I still love them. I'm a diehard Met fan. I'm going to deal with this freaking misery. But to not help this team, to not even make a move, like, can I see in the last day or two a bullpen arm that can help? Even if it's not Kimbrel, even if it's a solid reliever, can I see that you actually have a pulse? You're telling me that no team was willing to deal with the Mets? That don't even make sense. Makes no sense. Cole, they better make a move. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, they're probably gonna lose for. I'm telling you right now. They don't make a big move. Kiss the division goodbye. Yeah, exactly, RG. Exactly what's gonna happen. You know, I don't even have SNY on right now because I know it will be annoying. I don't even got the radio on right now. I usually listen to WFAN. I was frustrated listening to WFAN because it's the same nonsense over and over again. It, it just doesn't make sense. The wasting of the time, the opportunity to be aggressive, get out in front. Because 3 or 4 days ago, there's still teams deciding if they're gonna sell or buy. They don't know what they're gonna do. Why don't you say, you know what? I'm gonna go to the Cubs right now, and I'm gonna offer them my ninth and 10th best prospect for Baez and Kimbrel, and maybe throw in JD Davis. Why not give them that? Offer them that. See what they do. But they don't. I know, Cole. I know. Like, what are the Mets waiting for? Oh, let's see if the Phillies and Braves do something. Then we'll react. So we can get the last available player that's available. Stupid. It's not how you build a winning ball club. It's not how you help your first place team. That's not how you do things. If I'm a Mets player right now, I'm pissed off. Well, the only reason why Cohen brought back Sandy Alderson because that was the only way the Major League Baseball owners were going to approve him as the owner. That was the only reason why. I don't think Alderson's going to be here probably after next year, in my opinion. Sorry, guys. I just got to get my ticket from my friend. So what happens when you share season tickets? You have to make sure everything's going well. Freaking tickets got expensive. Doobie doobie doo. Sorry, guys. Let me just make sure I'm getting my ticket. Such a joke. Sorry, guys. Let me just log into my MLB account. Jacob, I don't think the Cubs are asking for that much. I don't think so. I really don't. The 2010 to 2014 years, I wasn't even mad because I knew it was something to rebuild years. You know what I mean, Edwin? I get why you were mad, but we were never a team that we were never at. When was the last time we were in first place at the trade deadline? Even in 2015, we were 3 games out. If you guys remember, we were playing the Nationals that weekend. You know, I just don't understand why you don't want to be aggressive when you have a first place team. Jack, I agree, 100%. Let me throw up that comment really quick. Absolutely agree. They would just be that much better. That, you know, if the Cubs are thinking that, then they're not gonna be able to look. If they only want compensatory picks for Baez and Bryant, doesn't make sense. Do, 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 do. Sorry, guys. Let me just give him my info in. Get my ticket. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. God, I'm gonna be so mad. All right, I got my ticket. So Nick, he's acting too much overthinking. That's the problem. It's a joke. It's just an absolute joke. I'm very pissed off. I really am. Well, I bought my ticket and it's showing all about the black jersey. Great. I'm gonna be so happy when I have to see JD Davis batting fourth. Transition. I'm telling you, the backlash is gonna be bad. As excited as Met fans were about the black jerseys, when the Mets get introduced, they're gonna get booed tonight, and it's not gonna be you're not gonna be booing the team initially. You're gonna be booing the front office. Fucking joke. Let's see about the buzz. Just updated my MLB trade deadline special stuff. See if I get anything quick. Oh, look, SNY comes with the Mets trade deadline special live. Clearly, the Mets didn't make a deal. Oh, we got Andy Martino, Steve Gelbs, Omar Minaya, and Jim Duquette on SNY right now, guys. I'm going to stay on this to tell you what people say. 3 hours until the deadline, guys. 3 hours. Let me just let you listen a little bit, all right, guys?
Crazy 24 hours or so around the league, guys. The Mets to this point still sitting on the sidelines. The Cubs are clearly a team that they're at least engaged with. Maybe a Chris Bryant, maybe a Javi Baez. Andy, at this moment, where do you sense things are specifically with the Cubs, but other teams as well right now?
Yeah, they're working hard, Steven, and I'm hearing the same thing that other reporters are hearing because it happens to be true, that they've talked the most with the Cubs. They see the best fit with the Cubs. But, that doesn't necessarily mean that something's going to happen there. They're obviously interested, engaged on many other fronts. They're really looking for pitching. They're well aware that there's uncertainty surrounding Jacob deGrom. There's developing uncertainty, obviously, around Taijuan Walker. That's something that they would love to find a way to cover more innings toward the mid to back of their rotation. So the Cubs fit with Zach Davies, but they also see some potential fits with the Diamondbacks, whether it's Joaquin Soria in the pen or Merrill Kelly, who they've talked about. I don't know that it's necessarily that hot there, but they're checking everywhere. They talked to the Brewers about some starters who didn't turn out to be available. Zach Scott's burning up the phones. And one thing that I'll say about him to reassure Mets fans out there a little bit who are getting impatient, I've noticed a difference with Zach Scott to Sandy Alderson when Sandy was the one running point on this. And it's definitely Scott running point today. He's more aggressive. He's having more conversations than Alderson ever did on a day like this. And he's more plugged in with the current generation of GMs than Alderson is. That's not a knock on Alderson. He knows that. That's why he brought in a guy from a younger generation. And Alderson would tell you that Scott is better at seeing everything that's out there, checking on all the possibilities and being hyperactive. So if the Mets don't make a deal, it won't be lack of trying. But, of course, when an organization's run by Sandy Alderson, they're going to be real stubborn about what they see as overpays as well.
See?
And, Jim, I want to get your take on this in just a second as well. But one thing to note as you're talking about Zach Scott and how plugged he is in with this generation of GMs and presidents of baseball operations, remember specifically with the Cubs, one of his best friends in the game is Jed Hoyer, who they worked together back in the Red Sox days. So, certainly a relationship there.
All right, guys. So that was just Andy Martino on SNY right now on their Facebook page. Basically, you heard what they said. They're trying really hard. I still don't believe that. They're trying hard for pitching, which I still don't understand that. I just don't get that. But I do think the Mets. Now, they're speaking. I don't see why it's so hard with the Cubs right now because the Cubs, now that you waited, are speaking to the Rays now. Possibly the Giants now. That's the problem. That's the freaking problem now. Oh, Lord. I just don't get it, guys. Lord. I just don't get it, guys. It's frustrating. You heard it there. It's not for the lack of trying, according to Andy Martino. But the lack of trying, I think it's too little too late. Yes, it's a little under 3 hours until the deadline. But come on. You got to get it done. I just don't understand. Go that extra mile. So you don't want to give up that extra prospect. Sometimes you have to just give to get. Jermaine, if they're doing this to see how the fans react, then they're in the wrong line of business. They need to do their jobs. They're not doing their jobs. But the thing with Cohen, I don't think it's the thinking he's smarter than everybody else. I think he puts trust in the people he hires and lets them do their job. That's the problem. I don't really care about what the other teams do. It's just a matter of making your team better because your team's in first place. Yeah, Nick, it's been very quiet with the Mets. Like you haven't heard much. Like I've heard the Rays with the Cubs. You just heard the Blue Jays getting Berrios. Like I don't know. It's just really frustrating to me. It's ay. If I ever need a drink, I need it now. Unfortunately, I'm on a lot of drugs right now because I got a terrible cold. Exactly, Tristan. I just don't understand why they. It's like pulling teeth with the Mets. Your team's in first place. You're the only first place team that has not made a big move. I don't care if you're trying. Try harder. It's so frustrating. Don't forget, guys, hit on that like button if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Jack, great point. Throw out that comment. That's what I've been saying for weeks. Weeks. If you're not gonna move Ronnie Mauricio to third base, because clearly the Mets don't like JD Davis. So if you're not gonna move Mauricio to third base in the beginning of the year, knowing that he has the opportunity to come up and be great for us, and you're gonna keep him at shortstop because that's where his value is, then what are you doing with him? I can tell you right now, if the Mets offer Mauricio for Baez and Kimbrel, I can guarantee you give Mauricio and say a Jalen Palmer, I guarantee you can get Baez and Kimbrel just like that. Because Mauricio, he's a waste in the minors right now. There's no point in keeping him. You got Lindor for 10 more years. You're blocked by third base. You're blocked by second base. Yet, Mauricio in the minors never played second base, never played third base. So what is the point of keeping Ronnie Mauricio? Use him in a deal to get the guy you need. That's it. Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Fernando, at this point, give me one. Show that this freaking front office has a fucking pulse. That's the problem. Frustrated. Guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter, that's my Twitter handle. Just follow me on Twitter. I have a lot of nice arguments with people on Twitter as well, which is always fun. So whenever I post a video or about to post a video or post a live stream that's going to happen, I usually put it on Twitter first. So you'll be the first to know. So just follow me on Twitter, Talkin Mets with Rob. Talkin Mets Rob is my handle. Follow me on Twitter. Ryan, I'm getting worried too. I've been worried since yesterday. It's been way too quiet. Even in 2015, at least you heard rumblings about the Mets in on other people. The Mets can't be in on anybody else. There is nobody left. Bryant and Baez, that's it. It doesn't look like Jose Ramirez is in any trade rumors. The Reds are trying to add people to their roster. So you can't get Eugenio Suarez, even though I don't want him. But it's crazy to me. What are you doing? There's only two options position-wise. Bryant and Baez. It's not like they're calling other teams looking for another position player because there's nothing out there. There hasn't been anything out there. Trevor Story, I don't think that I never thought that was happening. And listen, if anybody wants Trevor Story, I hope you're going to pick him up from Colorado because I don't want him. Have you looked at his road and home splits? His road splits looks like a guy who never played in the majors. They're that bad. I'm sorry. So the only available team and players that the Mets need to focus on is all that's left. Baez, Bryant, Cubs. I don't understand why Sandy Alderson, Zach Scott, this guy, that guy, everybody should be on every phone with the Cubs. Don't get them off the phone. Keep them on the phone. How are we going to get this done? That's it. Simple. I don't understand why it's so hard. These guys, this is their career. It seems like they're making it into something that is something very simple into rocket science. It's stupid. God, I swear. I might get 1,000 subscribers just by my reaction if the Mets don't do nothing big. Oh, I'm going to boo everybody tonight. They come out to the field, boo. They come out to hit, boo. They make a good catch, boo. Because at the end of the day, if the front office doesn't make a big move to improve this team, then they don't believe in this team. So why should I? Right? That's all I'm thinking. So, again, I'm going to go over to Twitter to see everybody else make moves except the Mets. Ooh, a picture of the black jerseys. Yay. Let's see. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't see nothing. So the Marlins just traded Adam Duvall to the Braves. It's not a big move, but the Braves need outfield help. They got it. Okay, the Braves made another move. The Atlanta Braves have acquired Eddie Rosario from Cleveland for Pablo Sandoval. Not a bad move. Now you could say, "Hey, Sandy, the Braves did it. You want to actually do something now? Great." Yep, Peter, exactly. It's what I've been talking about. They're so concerned about keeping the prospects that they don't use the prospects you have to make the team better. Your first place Mets, they don't want to make better. I don't understand it. Nothing. Somebody said, so Atlanta gets Jock Peterson and Eddie Rosario, and the Mets get Rich Hill. Yay. Eddie Rosario is a decent move for the Mets, for the Braves. Jesus Christ. Nothing. And I know somebody put this in the chat, but just to say it right now, to update you guys, the Phillies are making a hard push for Kyle Gibson of the Rangers. So that's another thing. So the Braves are doing something, the Phillies are about to do something, and the Mets do nothing. I agree, Evan. The Braves, look, the we just, it was obvious the Braves don't have Acuna and Ozuna. Yet they beat the Mets 3 out of 5, and they look like the better team in every game. Jeez. All right, so this is from Michael Mayer of Mets Mirage Online. The Mets have had conversation with the Twins about Byron Buxton. To me, that makes no sense, but it's a bat. Jeez. If you get Byron Buxton, that doesn't excite me. It doesn't. Here's Jeff Passan. In the last 10 minutes, the Atlanta Braves completely remade their outfield. First, they got Eddie Rosario from Cleveland. Then they got Adam Duvall from the Marlins. These aren't big splashes. The cost isn't high, but the Braves are getting better. How will the NL East respond? Perfect. Perfect tweet. Absolutely nothing going on with the Mets. Nothing. Nothing. Well, that was a waste. I just wasted you guys minutes. A few minutes every time, you never get back. God, guys, I don't even know anymore. It's frustrated. That's all I can say. That's another thing, Cole. Byron Buxton is always injured. Like, I don't know what the Mets are doing. Like, I just don't get it. Keep the Cubs on the phone until you figure out a deal. That's it. I don't see what's so. I just don't understand what's so hard about it. Why would the Cubs ask for more for Bryant or Baez, but yet Rizzo they ask for less? Makes no sense. I'm going to check this out right now. Just give me 1 second, guys. I want to check the stats really quick. Anthony Rizzo is batting 269, 14 home runs, 40 RBIs. And we're going to go to Baez. Just give me 1 second. I'm checking that out. Baez, 248, 22 home runs, 65 RBIs. Similar, right? Okay. Now we're going to do Bryant. Just give me a second, guys. Oh, Lord. Sorry, guys. My internet's messing up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here's Bryant. 267, 18 home runs, 58 RBIs. All around the same. It's all the same. Very similar stats. Why would the Yankees only have to give up a 9th and a 12th? But for Bryant, who has similar numbers to Rizzo, and Baez for that matter, have to give up more. They have the same stats, basically. So it's just typical of the Mets. They do not want to give up any prospects. Yeah, Jermaine, all right, but like, I just don't understand why the Mets are so. They basically got Mauricio in handcuffs. For what? You can't play him anywhere. If you think he's going to be the next Baez, if you think he's going to be the next Bryant, you can get those guys now. And you can sign them. It just doesn't make sense. It's just there's no explanation why the Mets have not got Baez or Bryant yet. There's none. If you're worried about prospects, then you're never going to win. You're not. I'm sorry. All the teams, when the Cubs finally got Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant, and they started to make moves 2015, 2016 to contenders, the Chicago Cubs gave up Gleyber Torres, their number one prospect, for Aroldis Chapman, a closer, just to put them over the hump. And what do? They won a World Series. Now Chapman didn't pitch great, but they know they had to make that move to solidify their team. They did that. Wow, guys, that's what I don't understand. I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what? This Red Series, the Cincinnati Reds can score runs. We know this. We saw what they could do. They're a dangerous team. Castellanos is getting wasn't healthy during that series. He's a little bit healthier now. You got Winker. You got Votto, who's been raking. You got a lot of guys that can beat this team up. We got Carrasco going tonight. What is Carrasco going to give us? 5 innings tonight? He ain't going to pitch more than that. You know, it's we got Carrasco, Hill, Stroman. Great. This team will be out of first place in 2 weeks if they don't make a big move. I know Nick said it. A lot of people are saying it in the chat. Yeah, I think the next live chat, the live stream, is going to be a Mets fans therapy session, as Jack said. So I hope you guys all join. We'll do a little bit of woosah. We'll calm down. We'll drink some tea. Maybe read a book. Calm ourselves down a little bit. Have a little breathing exercise. And then we can watch the Mets throw out the same team. Yeah, Fernando. Noah's coming soon. Great. So he can come in September and pitch 5 innings. Great. Because the Mets need more pitching. Fucking joke. I don't think I cursed this much ever in a stream. Look, this one guy on Twitter, he's one of the most positive Met fans I know. It's at MetsMania15. I don't know if you guys follow him. Even he just said, I'm usually an upbeat Met fan, but frustration is definitely kicking in. I really think they will do nothing this deadline. Hope I'm wrong, but I think so. This guy, I'm telling you, I'm going to look at his tweets right now. 2 days ago, I think the Mets are going to make 2 big splashes, a big pitcher and a big position player. I guarantee it. That's his tweet 2 days ago. Yesterday, I still think the Mets are going to make a move. I don't know how big, but I still feel confident they will. That was yesterday. A week ago, I really like this team. I really think they got great chemistry. If they can only add a little bit more, this team's going to be dominant. In 3 days, that's his positive comments. And then he comes with this. That's how you know the Mets are really screwing themselves with not picking up their their teammates. To not showing the confidence in his team. Say, hey guys, I believe in you guys. I'm gonna give you guys more of a weapon in a Bryant, a Baez, a Kimbrel. They're not doing that. It's 1:30. We got 2.5 hours. Fuck me. Met fans, more on Twitter. Faith is hard to come by. People really believe the Mets aren't going to make a trade. Guaranteed they make at least 2 or a package deal. This is another guy on Twitter. People loving the Braves, what they did. Jesus Christ. You see, I agree with this person. Buxton would be an awesome trade, but that's making a trade just to make a trade. There is no spot for him on the team. I mean, even though I love that he can be a part of this team, you can't make that move. That is a trade where the Mets feel like they have to make a deal, so they get Buxton last minute because they waited so long on the Baez Bryant front. Hayden, you're more positive than I am because I'm sure as hell not positive. But they got Cespedes last minute because Justin Upton and the Padres pulled him out, and the Reds weren't trading Bruce. So Sandy Olson had nowhere to go. So giving him credit, I will not do because of that. Cole, I wouldn't be surprised. I would think the Mets are a joke too. The Mets should have pulled away from this division. Easily. Just give me 1 second, guys. It's gonna. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Whew. It's just crazy, guys. Really, really crazy. Very frustrating. I just don't get it. I really don't. Really don't get it, guys. I really, really wish the Mets would be a little bit more aggressive. That's all I want. Be aggressive. Yo, listen, I can throw like 67. I got a nice curveball. Why not? I do it for free. What a joke. What a joke. Brody, what are you talking about with the Reds? Don't forget, guys, if you're just tuning in, hit on that like button. You're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. So far, we got 2.5 hours until the trade deadline, and the New York Mets have done nothing. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, folks. Gotta love it. The Reds, at this point, I think anybody can get whoever they want, except if you're the Mets. Brody, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, tell you, that would be a big move by the Reds, especially if they're trying to catch the Brewers for the division. Oh. So frustrated, guys. So frustrated. But Brody, I think the Reds are probably in on him. There hasn't been a lot of rumors about him, but the Reds made a couple of bullpen moves, so it's possible. Look, I don't think Story offensively is going to play well outside of Coors Field. That's my biggest problem with Story. His home and road splits are drastically different. He's batting 301 in Coors Field. He has 10 more home runs. I'm a liar. 13 more. I haven't looked at it, but I think he has 13 more home runs at Coors Field. He has about 35 more RBIs at Coors Field. He's just not good outside of Coors Field. So I think he's a dangerous pickup if the Mets get him. It would be a big splash because it's a big name, but I don't want him. I'm just waiting for the Phillies to get Kimbrel. So, according to Muck Feinstein, the Brewers and Giants are still looking to add an impact bat. The Blue Jays are also seeking a bat, even after dealing 2 prospects for Jose Barrios. Jeez. People are putting gifs of crickets with the Mets logo. Wow. Of course, there's a fake Ken Rosenthal account that said the Minnesota Twins are finalizing a deal to send Byron Buxton to the Mets. It's a fake Ken Rosenthal. Oh, wow, look at this. Multiple sources have confirmed the Cubs and the White Sox are continuing to have discussions about Craig Kimbrel. Oh, my God. So, the whole bullshit information about the other teams don't want to trade to the Mets, why would the Chicago Cubs help the Chicago White Sox? So, whoever thought of that, get that shit out of your mind. The Cubs will trade with anybody who gives them what they want. That's it. If the White Sox get Kimbrel, oh shit. Fernando, I'm kind of healthy. I don't think I'll have a heart attack. I might turn red. Even though I'm kind of pale because I have this cold for the last 3 days. I got tested for COVID. I'm negative. I just got a summer cold. It's fucking insane. Tim Britton says, hearing the Mets have not gained any traction with the Rockies, which makes the deal unlikely. That's great. That's good news, right? The Braves, the Dodgers, and the White Sox and the Rays have talked to the Cubs about Craig Kimbrel. Great. That's perfect. Let's see what else we got. I like this tweet. Look at that. See if you guys can see it. There we go. You can't make it up, guys. You cannot make it up. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you know what? Cincinnati, Trevor Story to the Reds. Of course, it's perfect timing that they play the Mets, so he'll probably kill us. But that makes sense for the Reds because it's a hitter's ballpark. So Story could do good there. But bringing Story to City Field doesn't make sense. So I'm not mad that they're not trying to get him. So that's good. Wow. Refreshing Twitter. I just see everything Braves, Reds. According to Jeff Capassin, the relief market this afternoon is going to be completely bonkers. Once again, another reporter, Mark Bowman. The Braves have talked to the Cubs about Kimbrel. So you got another reporter talking about it with Kimbrel to the Braves. My buddy Dave from the 7 line. I just hope the Mets don't make a bad trade out of a panic and pressure. That's probably what they're going to do because that's fucking Sandy Alderson. Joel Sermon, 4 minutes ago. Sense I am getting is the Mets are still very much talking to the Cubs, but if Bryant moves the Giants, wow, Joel Sherman can't type. Okay, let's get this right. Sense I'm getting is the Mets are still very much talking to the Cubs, but if Bryant moves to the Giants, which seems more likely, the Mets more will be involved on Baez. Duh. That's not really news. Like I said, I'd rather have Bryant over Baez, but no move is bad with Bryant or Baez. You know, like I said earlier, the Giants are a team you have to watch out for when it comes to Bryant. They got the better prospects. So, and I don't think the Giants are going to give their top catching prospect, and the Mets are not. So, it's just a matter of which prospects do the Cubs like? If the Mets or the Giants? Mutesi, hello. That's one of my friends, so I just gotta say hello. Thank you for tuning in. Not a baseball fan, but she supported me, so that's cool. So shout out to Mutesi. Sasha. All right, fine, Sam. There is some buzz about potential multi-team deals that one exec said would be pretty chaotic if they come to fruition. Thinking teams with multiple players, such as the Cubs, Bryant, Baez, Kimbrel, Davies, could try to orchestrate a multi-team trade to fill needs. That's something that I can see the Mets doing. Being in like a big 3-team deal that sends like 3 players to the Mets, 4 players to the Cubs, 3 players to another team. That would be crazy. Let's get Bartolo. Let's go. Oh, boy. I just don't get it. Really don't get it. So once again, guys, I will be with you until 3:00 today. I know I said on the stream 4:00, but I realized that it's gonna cut it close for me to get to the game. So 3:00, I'm gonna cut off this live stream, but I'm gonna set up another one so I can be on my phone. As soon as I get into my car and start driving, I'll put up the same thumbnail with the 3:30 live stream. All right, guys. So I'll be with you for another hour and 20 minutes. Hopefully the Mets do something within that time. That'd be nice. But I do have to drive my ass to City Field and probably boo the team. And Cole, exactly. Sandy Olson does love 3-team trades. That's true. Oh Lord, I think I need another vacation. Oh boy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's just see what's going on. Doo-doo. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking on things. Yep. All right. Cool. Don't forget, guys. You're in the stream right now. Don't forget to hit on that like button. T-Bird, what's up, baby? Who we getting? Probably nobody. But don't worry, we got the black jerseys tonight. T-Bird, that's my boy from the 7 line. I love T-Bird. We had a good time in Pittsburgh, that's for sure. I don't know, T-Bird. T-Bird, I do not know if we're going to do anything. I'll tell you right now, I don't know if you're going tonight, but I'll be there. T-Bird, I'm telling you right now, Mets fans are going to be fucking pissed. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be pissed off. We're going to be pissed off. It's a joke, T-Bird. Yo, T-Bird, you going to LA, right? For the outing? Because it ain't no fun without T-Bird. All right, I'll see you there. I'll find you somewhere. I know you're going to be around, so I'll find you. Okay, perfect. So I'll see you tonight. See you in LA. That's LA's going to be crazy. Pittsburgh was insane. I can only imagine what LA's going to be like. Woo-hoo. Guys, if you want to have a good time, all you got to do is hang out with T-Bird for like an hour. You'll have a good time. And you got to get liquor in T-Bird. That's always fun. T-Bird, I love you, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Yeah, Edwin, I know you saw that on Twitter too, with all the chemistry that the front office likes with this team. Great. Screw talent. Let's get chemistry. T-Bird, it always starts off not too much, and then it does. Like, oh yeah, let's go to McFadden's. 1 beer, 2 beer, a shot here, a shot there, and then it's all shit from there. But it's a good time. When you don't remember, it's a good time. The hotel fun, the bar fun. Yeah. If you guys ever watch a game and you hear a very deep voice that's screaming, "Let's go Mets," that's T-Bird. That's him. T-Bird, I take Baez, I'll take Bryant. Give me one of them, please. I think Baez will be perfect in New York. I think he'd be a lot of fun. But I think Bryant's the better player. But seriously, I take any of them. Yeah, that chemistry got us so much that we're hanging on by a thread for first place. To be honest, during that 5-game series against the Braves, if you never watched baseball and you watch the Braves series, the 5-game series against the Mets, you would think the Braves are in first place, not the Mets. T-Bird, yo, I like Gray. I don't want Story. I think Story is when it comes to outside of Coors Field. His stats are terrible at Coors Field, outside of Coors Field, man. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets pivot and get scared and get nervous, and that's what they do. Yeah, exactly. The chemistry is what makes us World Series favorites. Oh, yeah. Except the Giants, the Padres, the Dodgers. Oops. Like I was saying earlier, the Mets are the worst first-place team in the NL. How's that even possible? I need a drink. I can't wait to get to City Field and get a drink. Oh, it's going to be fun. Oh boy. So once again, guys, I will be tuned until 3 o'clock because I got to drive over to Citi Field. I probably will go live again so I can be on my phone while I'm live. I don't know how the connection's gonna be, but we'll figure that out. Transistor, 3 hour difference. Oh, was it like a 5 hour difference by you? We'll see. Yeah, T-Bird, I'll see you later, buddy. Hopefully we get something done. We hope. What a joke. Gonna refresh Twitter just for fun. Just to see what every other team is doing. Because that's what we see. Let's see. Ben Verlander. I don't know who he is, but we'll see. Ben Verlander. He's a Fox Sports MLB analyst. He just said the Mets will be making a big move before the end of the day now. Take that to the bank. He better be right. Nothing. Nothing. Wow. Jeez. Nothing. Nothing. No, I didn't realize who Ben Verlander was. He is an analyst, so I didn't realize who it was. I saw the picture, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" Wow. Yep, nothing. Well, oh well. What can he do? All I can do is go to Citi Field, spend money, drink a little bit, probably buy a DeGrom black jersey, and go from there. Oh, sorry guys. Let me just check your comments really quick. Well, I gotta travel. I don't live in Citi Field, so I gotta get there. It takes me about. There probably be traffic by the time I leave, so the Grand Central is gonna be a disaster. So, gotta get there. I gotta get my free black shirt. Why not? Hey, Mike, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Hit on that like button if you haven't already, guys. Peter, nothing. Don't worry, but the Braves got better getting their outfielders. The Phillies are probably going to make a move, so we'll be okay. Mike, we're all nervous. Typical Mets. Never make it easy for us. Never make it easy. Oh, Lord. I just don't get it. Mike, I don't know. It's not looking good. Hobbyist, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I agree. Baez strikes out a lot. But I do think he would be good. I mean, he is an all-star. He's a good player. I would not mind Baez or Bryant. I'd rather Bryant. But, again, Baez or Bryant, either one, I'll be okay with. Hobbyist, thank you for tuning in. Hit on that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button, buddy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Transistor, I think it's a little bit of both. Because we saw what the Yankees did. They traded for Rizzo, but they didn't want to pay his salary. So they asked the Cubs to pay his salary, and the Yankees had to give a little bit higher prospects, the 9th and the 12th. The same reason why I think the Mets can easily get Bryant or Baez or both. Or say one. Say you get Bryant. If the Mets say, we'll pick up the rest of his salary, then the Mets don't have to give a big return going back. They'll probably have to give a 15 to 20 type prospect and a lower level prospect. So I think it's a little bit of Sandy Olson being in between. And that's the big problem. Hobbyists, I said this in my last stream, my video about Bryant. If the Mets get Bryant, it's a smarter move for the Mets to sign Bryant, who can play right field, by the way, every day, than to sign Michael Conforto. I think it would be a smarter move. That's why I think it's a no-brainer for the Mets to get Chris Bryant. Them waiting this long makes other teams get involved who lost out on other players. Zach Scott won't get fired, Mike, because Zach Scott, even though he's making the phone calls, Sandy Alderson is telling him what to do. It's that simple. That's the problem. So once again, guys, I will be with you until 3 p.m. I will go back live around 3:30 p.m. in the car while I'm driving to Citi Field so we can get the last half hour or so of a deadline to see if the Mets do anything. Anything. Please. Anything. Well, I don't know if he would be mad because you're not improving the team. But again, Steve Cohen likes to hire people and let them do their jobs. Sandy Alderson, if it was anybody besides Sandy Alderson, I think the Mets would have already made a move. A big move? I don't know. But made some moves to improve the team. To not do anything besides Rich Hill is a detriment to the team. That's what it is. You're telling me you couldn't even get a reliever? A solid reliever from somewhere? I'd even say, all right, at least we made a move to show that we're actually alive and there's actually something going on in the front office, in the war room right now. It's crazy to me. Nothing. Yeah, hobbyist. That Scherzer Trey Turner, that was an amazing. And what's another thing that pisses me off about the Mets? They talk, people's like, oh, we can't get this guy because we already have somebody playing that position. The Dodgers have Corey Seager, but they still traded for Trey Turner. You find a place for players that you want. It's just that simple. Joseph, that was a different scenario with Lindor because it was the offseason. And all 30 teams are not really making crazy moves, and it wasn't that crazy going on. During the deadline, everybody's involved. And being so quiet during the trade deadline is not normal. When you refresh Twitter and you don't have nothing mentioned about the Mets at all, that's a problem. During the offseason, you refresh Twitter, you won't hear a lot of things. You won't see stuff as much. But during the deadline, you at least hear rumors. You haven't really heard anything that's really concrete. That's the problem. Joseph, that's the problem with that. And that's what is scary. Even in 2015, hey, put it this way, even in 2019, you heard rumors. It might have not been big rumors, but there were rumors. Even the Marcus Stroman, before they got him, there was rumblings about the Blue Jays and the Mets possibly with a package involving Stroman. So you heard things. You haven't really heard nothing. That's what's scary about that. I'm trying to refuse, but every minute it's almost 2:00. We got 2 hours until the trade deadline, and our fucking New York Mets are just sitting there doing nothing. Well, everybody's getting better. Everybody who we might face in the division, everybody you might face in the playoffs are getting better. God damn it. So frustrating, guys. Guys, if you're just tuning in, thank you guys for tuning in. MLB Trades Deadline Special. Focused in on the Mets, but we can talk about other teams. If you're not a Met fan, say what's up. Don't be shy. We will talk about other trades, other teams as well. Because this is a Mets channel, I want to focus in on the Mets. But this is a trade deadline special for everybody, for all your fans. So if you're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button. Please hit on that like button. The more likes we get, the more this stream goes out, the more baseball fans around the world, around the country, on YouTube. So that's what we want to do. I will be with you guys for another hour until I leave you guys for a little bit, then go back live until the end of the trade deadline while I'm driving to Citi Field. So hit on that like button, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Lots of pain, lots of pain. Let's refresh Charter again. That seems to be fun. So the Angels have made Raisel Iglesias available, the closer for the Angels. So that's another option for the Mets, which they won't do. Andy Martino. Keep an eye on the relief market for the Mets over the next 2 hours. Joaquin Soria is one of many relievers they have multiple conversations about. Oh, great. So let's get multiple relievers and then we'll be okay. Nothing. Wow. Nothing. I'm not about to cry. I'm just frustrated, man. Iglesias is pretty good, though. He's not bad. Wow. I mean, the Mets are not even linked to Kimbrel anymore either. It's the Dodgers, Braves, and Rays. So it's like, I don't know what they're doing. And KFC from Barstool, everybody knows him. Brian Baez or anyone who fits in the future plan at the right cost, I'm all about it. Yeah, you know, that's what I thought, and I think a lot of us thought the Mets were going to be the more aggressive team during the trade deadline. That's what I thought. Honestly, that's exactly what I thought. That they were going to be a little bit more aggressive. Now, look, I don't want the moon and the stars here. I want guys that can be got for a decent price or decent prospects. That shouldn't be too difficult. What pisses me off, Alderson and the Cubs had talks all during the offseason about Chris Bryant. We all know about that. We talked about that. You would think players are already been talked about over that time. So why wouldn't the Mets go back and talk about those players again and not hang up the phone until it gets done? Bryant is the no-brainer option. Baez is the no-brainer option, second option. It's that simple. Make it happen. I just don't get it. Yeah. Cookie's not even going to pitch 5 innings today. He haven't even stretched out his arm. He's gonna pitch 60, 70 pitches and be out by the 5th inning. Load management. Gotta protect them. Fernando, I'm not surprised by this for the most part. I'm just frustrated because it's like, why can't you just do things differently? Why do you have to be, we know this slogan, the same old Mets? That's the problem. There we go. Same old Mets. I keep on refreshing Twitter like I'm gonna get something that I'm missing, which is nothing. Pat Ragazzo said, I can't imagine the pressure the Mets front office is currently under with 2 hours to go. Not to mention they will be speaking with us at 5:30. So they got a press conference ready to go at 5:30. Now, somebody also said this in a comment underneath this. They did this to themselves. They didn't need all this tremendous amount of pressure. Again, if so many teams were involved with Bryant and Baez, what did you think a team would have stepped up already and made the deal? That's what I don't understand. The Mets don't have a lot of competition for Bryant and Baez. Make it a priority. Stop fucking around. That's what I don't understand. Goosepin, welcome back. I don't understand by being aggressive and making a move. I think being aggressive and making a move early probably is cheaper than a team knowing that it's 2 hours before the trade deadline and now they know you're desperate. Wouldn't that make you pay more? We've seen the strategic plan that Sandy Alderson did in 2015. He waited. Then when there was no other options, Dave Dombrowski knew that Sandy Alderson had nowhere to go. It was a few minutes before the deadline. And he knew that Alderson had to give up Fulmer. It was that simple. So Sandy Alderson got put over the barrel in that situation. He's doing the same thing again. God, I miss the days of Omar Minaya. who used to just make trades to make trades during the trade deadline, just to make noise. You remember when it was all about the back pages and the Wilpons? You wanted to get the back pages, so you got to make this deal just to make a deal. I miss Omar Minaya in that situation. He used to make a deal just to make a deal. Amazing. Freaking amazing. Jesus. Nothing. Refreshed again, nothing. I don't get it. Here goes the typical Met fan that is obsessed with JD Davis. In terms of the potential upgrade to your roster, the bullpen market may be where it's at for the Mets. Okay, fine. Sure, Chris Bryant would be nice. But is he a big upgrade over JD Davis? Yes. I don't get it. People are obsessed with JD Davis. Look, I like JD Davis. He is a terrible defensive third baseman. And let me ask you guys something. How has JD Davis been over the last 2 weeks? Has he been good at all offensively? No. Come on. You're not going to get Chris Bryant because JD Davis is good. If Sandy Olson and Zach Scott think that, they should be fired at 4:01 p.m. Nope. I got my charge today, Fernando. I ain't running out today. got my external battery. I'm set to go to the game, baby. I'm ready. No battery, full battery. That's what I'm going on. Oh, look, refreshed Twitter and nothing. Beautiful. Love it. All right, so Michael Marino of Mets Mirage Online. Hearing the prices are going down for relief, and that's where the Mets are looking in addition to the Cubs position players. The surplus of buyers compared to sellers is making prices rise excessively as it's been described to me. No shit. Why wait when prices are going to get higher? Desperate teams are going to get put in a position to make desperate moves with pressure. Come on. It's simple. I don't understand. These guys, they do this as a career. You can't be that fucking stupid. You can't be. Once again, hearing the prices are going down for relief, and that's where the Mets are looking in addition to the Cubs position players. So what they're doing, they're waiting for the relievers price to go down so they can do a package involving a Bryant or Baez with like a Kimbrel or Davies. So they don't have to spend as much. But yet, the Giants haven't made a big move yet. They're going to because they need to with the Padres and Dodgers doing so. Now you got the Rays, who have the Yankees and the Red Sox, and the Jays making moves. So they're in on it. So you're going to wait to the last minute to put pressure on yourselves to make a deal, which is going to cost you. Tell you that right now. It's going to cost them. Because you got the Rays, the Giants involved with the Cubs as well. Fucking stupid. Oh. God, I can't wait to get a drink. Oh. Oh. I'm tired. I didn't even go to the game yet. Yeah, let's get Trevor Bauer. Why not? Gamer Bros, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Hobbyist, I see. I don't agree with that part. I'm gonna throw up your comment. I don't agree with that. I think the closer it gets to the deadline, the teams that needed to make a move and didn't yet, and who need the same player, are all gonna go to that one player, and now it's a bidding war, which means whatever the Mets or Sandy Olsen thinks they're gonna use, the players they're gonna use for a deal, is gonna get increased because now you have to compete against another team who's gonna make a better offer. Damn, only 3 home runs, three games. Huh, lucky you. Maybe if I only been in 3 games, I would have never made a YouTube channel. Here, he might be leaving the Cubs gaming bros, but I do not think he's coming to the Mets. I don't know if the Mets are going to do anything. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. My internet's like the Mets right now. Poor. Useless. What a joke. What a fucking joke. Gamer Bros, I think so too. I think Bryant's the best chance, honestly. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I really don't. I don't get it. Don't get it. Nothing, guys. Crickets. Crickets. Cole, you and me both. I'm gonna I was so when I got up for work this morning, well, midnight, I put on my Mets shirt, going to work, I was pumped, thinking that the Mets, all right, the trade deadline day, Mets are gonna make a move. I was so pumped to go to tonight's game, feeling that the Mets are gonna make a move. And Will, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you subscribed already and press that like button. Well, like I said, I really appreciate that. That's a big comment right there. There's a lot of people you can go to. Honestly, I don't try to be negative. I try to speak how I feel. And Will, that's exactly what I do every time. And I was so pumped this morning when I went to work, knowing that I'm going to the game tonight. Black jerseys, Mets are going to make a big move. Fans are going to be jumping and ready to go and be all hyped up. And if the Mets don't make a big move, going to the game, it's just going to be miserable. Yeah, you're going to root the team to try to win the game and everything like that, but knowing there's no reinforcements for this team is such a bad look for the front office. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. But Will, thank you for the support, buddy. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the kind words. Let's see what we got over here. I saw something going on. Let's see. This was about, let's see, how long ago? This was about 2 hours ago from Bleacher Report. Regards to Chris Bryant, the asking price remains high. Clubs wait to see if the price drops before the deadline. Plenty of offers for Kimbrel, which tracks with the reports from this morning. So 2 hours ago, that's what's been going on. There you go. Cole, I agree. Bryant and Kimbrel will change the entire look of the Mets. We would just get so much better. It's, I don't get it. I really thought the Mets are going to be making a couple of moves, a couple of small moves here and there. Something, like that, like a reliever here, maybe a back of the end starter during this deadline. So I thought it was going to be a lot more fun. It's miserable right now. It's, I'm talking to you guys, I'm having fun with you guys, but shit, it's absolutely a joke. I'm cranky. I got a cold. Mets are pissing me off. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Ugh. Once again, guys, please hit on that like button. Hit on that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Talkin' Mets arrived live here with you during the MLB trade deadline special. Be with you until 3 o'clock, about another 40 minutes or so I can get my ass over to Citi Field, praying that the Mets do something. But once again, guys, I will be going live once I get in my car and start driving. So be alert on that. I will be coming right back to you in about a half hour after I leave my house, so I can get everything together. We can go right to the game, so we can have a little bit of fun. Hopefully, the Mets make a deal by the time I actually get to Citi Field. Make me feel a little bit better about going to this game and enjoying the black jerseys. But, oh, man. Ugh. Of course, Craig Kimbrel to the White Sox. Why not? Yep, Craig Kimbrel to the White Sox. Well, there goes your dream of a Bryant Kimbrel or Baez Bryant Kimbrel. Jeez. It's amazing. Yep, so it's been confirmed. Kimbrel to the White Sox. Once again, a White Sox team who has a really good bullpen gets stronger in the bullpen with Kimbrel. So all this fun stuff where the Mets are waiting for reliever prices to go down to package a position player they want now gets a lot slimmer. Again, another reason why waiting does not help. Got to be aggressive. Jermaine, that's what it's going to be. From now until 4 o'clock, any trade is going to be a surprise trade for the Mets. It's not going to be something early on where it was early on and the Mets are reeling and dealing. The Mets are not dealing, not reeling, just sitting there. But hey, the black jerseys, don't forget. They think Met fans are stupid. That's the problem. They think we're naive. They think just because the black jerseys are tonight, that Met fans are going to be pumped up regardless. We're going to be pissed. Will, I always said he was overrated. You can ask anybody in this chat who's been following me from day one. I do not like Sandy Alderson. I never did. He's too complacent. He's not aggressive enough. He's a money pincher, a penny pincher, and he holds on to prospects way too much. Which all, if you put it all together, means a guy who does not like to make a big move. That's just me. But you guys can disagree. That's why we're here, right? I'm so glad I'm off from work tomorrow. Because I have a feeling the Mets are going to get their ass kicked tonight on top of not getting any big trade. And it's just going to, because we're Met fans, Why would we expect anything good to come out of this? Somebody put up a poll. Mets getting, ? Bryant Davies, Baez Davies, Story Gray, no one. I'm going to go with no one. Ooh, look at that. 400 votes. 30. It's basically split right down the middle. 33% Brian Davies, 33% Baez Davies, 33% no one. That's crazy. No, it's going to be typical Mets. The Mets are not going to do nothing big. The Mets are going to lose out on first place. The Yankees are going to storm back, win the fucking division, make the playoffs, and we're going to be watching them from home again. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Let me get this close. Look at that. That's awesome. No way I just went under anesthesia. Don't worry, I'm fine. And I still woke up before Sandy Alderson. Wow. Oh. Jesus Christ. Crickets, guys, on Twitter. Crickets. Ugh. I'm curious to see what went back to the Cubs for Kimbrel. I'm curious. Yep. They even throw in Piazza with these black jerseys. Like, it's... Will, I agree. If the Mets don't make a move, 100% don't know how they're going to hold on to this division. The Braves got better with the outfield. The Phillies haven't made a move yet, but the Phillies are actually talking about Byron Buxton, so that's a big move. It's like, Jesus Christ. Sometimes I wish I wasn't a sports fan. This shit's terrible. Crickets. So if you just tuned it in, guys, Craig Kimbrel just got traded from the Cubs to the White Sox. We don't know what's in the deal that's going back to the Cubs, but so far we got Berrios to the Blue Jays. Duvall to the Braves. Eddie Rosario to the Braves. Chris Bryant, Javi Baez still part of the Cubs. Like I said, the Cubs don't have nobody else to talk about to trade except for Bryant and Baez. The Mets should be all over this. Ugh. I need some food. That's what I need. An hour and a half, guys. 1 hour and a half. Yeah, Cole. I know. I see it all. Refreshing Twitter. That's all I see is the black jersey, Mike Piazza. Amazing. I'm a loss for words. I really am. I don't even know anymore, guys. I really don't. Yeah, Jacob, but you know what? At the end of the day, does it really matter if DeGrom comes back healthy if the Mets don't do nothing? What's the point? What's the point? DeGrom's gonna be a Cy Young pitcher again, and the Mets do nothing to help him. SoCal, what's up, buddy? I don't know, SoCal. I don't know. I hope you're right. I'm going to be a very, very unhappy customer going to Citi Field tonight. I'm going to spend a couple of bucks buying some black paraphernalia with a couple of black shirts, maybe a black jersey, a black cap. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. All right, so the deal is done for Kimbrel. I really wonder what they got back. I'm really curious. Because if it's nothing that's that big, I would be pissed the Mets didn't get him. Okay, it's looking like they got a haul back for Kimbrel. Let's see. Well, the Cubs will receive second baseman Nick Madrigal and pitcher Cody Ewer from the White Sox. I think Madrigal is a top 5 prospect, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check really quick. Give you that information. Let's see. Okay, maybe not. Huh. Interesting. Is Madrigal part of the? Of course you are, Fernando. Let's see. Let's see. Cubs top prospects. Just checking out some. Yeah, I know. Is Madrigal on the major league roster? Yeah, I just realized that because I'm like, wait a second. So they gave up him and Ewer. So it's not that big. So once again, guys, Kimbrel to the White Sox for Madrigal and Ewer. So it's not a big haul, but it's decent. Again, something that the Mets could have done. Yeah, Madrigal's good, but it's not something that's like over the top for Kimbrel, you know? Cool spin? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it. Leave Fernando alone. He's having fun. Yeah, according to SNY, Francisco Lindor recommended Javi Baez. Of course he did. See, now there's things that are starting to pop up about like the Lindor stuff. Like, tell me this is so strategical by the Mets. All of a sudden, SNY starts posting things on Twitter about Lindor uh, is pushing Cohen to get Baez. Like, come on. All right, here we go. We got some news. Mets seem to favor Javi Baez more than Chris Bryant. Seems like it could be Baez over Bryant today. Okay, at least you got something going on. Yep. Oh, look at this, guys. The Cubs are drawing a hard line to have McNeil come back in a Baez trade. No, Transistor, SNY, the Wilpons own SNY. They're still a part of the Mets. It's the Mets station. I don't get it. Yeah, somebody makes a good point. If the Mets somehow land Baez and Buxton, JD Davis and Dom Smith might be going in those trades. Look at this, guys. Gotta love it. Wouldn't it be funny if the Mets end up with Josh Donaldson and Buxton? Which is not terrible, but I'm not happy with that. No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, SNY, the Wilpons, the former owners of the Mets, owns SNY, which is the Mets television station. So they're related. So that's why it's kind of odd. An hour and a half before the trade deadline, that SNY would put that out there. Like, it shows that the Mets are trying. It's idiotic. It's typical Mets. Typical Mets. Let's refresh Twitter again. Okay, so according to Andy Martino, the Mets Twins talks about burials did not end with warm feelings. Whatever the hell that means. So the Mets are probably trying to lowball him for burials, and the Twins are like, go F yourself. Interesting. I don't get it, guys. Nothing. So don't forget, guys, be with you for about another 20 minutes. We'll come back most likely as long as my connection works. If not, I'm sorry. Follow me on Twitter. Kobe Mets. Hopefully they do something. Make us happy, right? Kobe, hit on that like button. Hit on that subscribe button, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Mike, it's even like it's favoring Baez a little bit. It's funny how SNY put that out there about Lindor about Baez, which is kind of like very weird, knowing that the Mets are focusing more on Baez now. So maybe we'll see. Well, obviously Craig Kimbrell's out of the picture, so it's only going to be probably Baez and Davies or something like that. I don't know if it's a good idea to keep this bullpen the way it is. I think we need to add one more arm, but what the hell do I know, right? Like I said, I don't think Baez is a bad option. I only think that's only going to make Baez and Lindor better. And let's be honest, how much fun would that double play combination be? That would be really fun. Oh boy. Nothing. I don't know, man. Really don't know. Yeah. Yep. I don't know, guys. Yeah, Mike, I would like a Brian Baez, but I think that's unrealistic at this point. Give me one of them, please. I'm gonna be so pissed tonight going to the game. I'm telling you, Nick. I know he's a strikeout machine, but a lot of his strikeouts were early on in the year. I think he was pressing. He's gotten a lot better with lessening the strikeouts. I agree, Cole. Brian and Buxton. I'm telling you, I take it right now. Can't be worse than freaking Conforto. Sorry, guys. What a joke. I doubt the Mets will trade away Conforto. They're still hoping for his resurgence somewhere. An hour and 20 minutes away. Oh, Lord. I honestly can't believe this. I was not expecting this. Man. Not only am I pissed off, this terrible cold that I have. Conforto has been the biggest hole. Batting 200. Freaking skidded over the Mendoza line, man. It's crazy. It's the Mets. They're going to give him all the time in the world. That's it. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get. I mean, they might get Buxton, but we'll see. We will see. Cole, I don't know if you need an outfielder more, but Mike, you just saw that? I'm going to refresh Twitter right now. All right. There we go. Now I like to see this. Mets in discussion with Cubs on Harvey Baez. Possibly more, sources tell me. That's Ken Rosenthal and Jason Stark. So, Mike, good call, man. Good call on that. Let's go. Again, we want Bryant, but let's go. But see, and more. What is the and more? Is it Davies or Bryant as well? Ooh. Got a little excited. Let's go. It still would be crazy if you get Baez, though. Him and Lindor. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm thinking Zach Davies would probably be in the deal with Baez. Let me just throw that up there. Give me 1 second, guys. But that is the latest right now, guys. According to Ken Rosenthal, Mets and Cubs discussing Baez and more. The and more is probably Zach Davies, I would think. Maybe Kyle Hendricks, maybe. But Baez is the vocal point of this. So we got to wait and see, guys. So, again, be with you for another 15 minutes. We'll get in my car, run in my car, go live with you guys again. So don't forget, guys, I will be live again. So don't forget. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, just like if Kyle Hendricks and Baez, if that's the trade, that is solid. I really like Kyle Hendricks over Davies. I like Hendricks, Kyle Hendricks over Davies more. But again, let's get Javi Baez in here if that's the way it's gonna go. I feel like the Mets are more like, oh, let's make Lindor a little more happy. But again, Baez is a solid player. I think he's going to thrive in New York. And the good thing about getting Baez is that there's a pretty good chance the Mets can sign him. But what is going back in the deal? That's what's interesting. Would Jeff McNeil be going in the trade? Would a top prospect? A JD Davis? It'd be interesting to see what we're giving up. I mean, I can't believe that Baez would be cheaper than Bryant. That's just me. But again, so the latest, guys, according to Ken Rosendahl a few minutes ago, the Mets are discussing Baez and more. So let's see where that turns out. I'm going to refresh Twitter over the next couple of minutes so we can get more information. So according to Howie Rose, he says, I have no idea if the Mets will make a move today or not, but understand this. Sandy Olson is nothing if not measured and circumspect, and my gut feeling is if they do make a deal, we won't hear about it until 3:55 or later. Hang in there, kids. Another hour and change. Joel Sherman just said, Mets making heavy movement towards Javi Baez. Maybe a pitcher in the deal too. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Finally, something. She got something. Getting some movement, guys. Let's go. Something. I can be happy about going to the game tonight. Let's go. Even the Met fans on Twitter get a little pumped. I love it. Let's go. Woo! First time I'm happy in 3 hours. Shit. Cole, he has the same. If you look at the stats between him and Bryant, they're very similar. Average is a little lower than Bryant, but the home runs are there, the RBIs are there, and he's a one of the best one of the best shortstops in the game. Well, that's the other thing. Put Baez numbers next to any Met, and Baez has better numbers than everybody except for Alonso. So that's what you have to look at. He will improve this team, no doubt. No doubt about it. Refresh. There we go. We get people getting hyped now. There we go. Gotta love Twitter, man. The hell would we do without Twitter? Okay, so 19 seconds ago, Michael Mayer of MetsMerized.com. Mets have acquired Javi Baez. So it's looking like it's official. It's almost there. Yep. Jeff Passan. The Mets are finalizing a trade to acquire Javi Baez from the Chicago Cubs. Yeah! Let's go! Woohoo! Woohoo! Oh, here we go. Now, let's see if anything. Stop my microphone. Let's see if anything else comes back in this trade. I wonder what they're giving up. Deal is pending medicals. So, we'll see. Uh, looking like it's official, guys. Let's go. Yeah, I'm curious to see who we gave up. Do you think McNeil's in this deal? Wait, Fernando, you were the biggest Javi Baez fan in the offseason. Nick, we might be getting Davies or Kendricks. It hasn't really been exactly figuring out exactly if that's the only thing coming back. So far, it seems like it's just that, but we'll see. Okay, Ken Rosenthal. The Mets are talking about adding a pitcher from Cubs in addition to Javier Baez, either Zach Davies or Trevor Williams. So that's interesting. Davies or Trevor Williams? Yeah, somebody just said it. Perfect timing for Baez to come to the Mets playing the Reds because that whole Amir Garrett situation, that's going to be interesting for sure. Still haven't heard if exactly who's in the deal. I keep on refreshing like crazy. It's funny, guys. Um, when I was talking to a girl, about 5 years ago or something like that, I took her to a Met game. It was against the Cubs, and she was like obsessed with Javier Baez. So I just sent her a picture of him coming to the Mets. Oh, you know what? You never know. Maybe you know. Yeah, you never know. If everything gets finalized quickly, RG, you might see him in there tonight. It's possible. I mean, he was in Washington. I don't know where the Cubs are now. Are they still in Washington? Let's see. Yeah, the Cubs are in Washington. So a trip quickly, he can get there. Okay, it's official. Baez and Trevor Williams to Mets pending physicals. That's what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just typing it out. I like Trevor Williams, honestly. So, guys, I know I spelled Rosendahl wrong, but that's okay. Who cares? Ken Rosendahl, it's confirmed. Baez and Trevor Williams is in the deal. Still waiting to see who's in the deal going back to the Cubs. That's the next interesting thing. But we gotta wait and see. Let's see how fast Javi Baez can get on the train. Get up here real quick. Have some fun. Alrighty, guys. So here we go. I'm getting text for all my 7-Line people. Yep, I just MLB.com. Mets have a deal in place for infielder Javi Baez and Trevor Williams pending physicals. Yeah, baby. All right, guys. So, like I said, 3 o'clock. I waited and waited and waited. Just before I'm getting off live, Mets get Baez and Trevor Williams. I will see you in a little bit. I will go back live, hopefully, if my connection is. If not, I love you guys. You know I love the support. Mets confirmed. Get Javier Baez and Trevor Williams pending physicals. Wait and see what we're giving back to the Cubs. But right now, we know Javier Baez and Trevor Williams to the Mets. Guys, hopefully, I will see you later. If not, guys, love you guys. Let's see if the Mets make any more deals before 4 o'clock. Guys, let's get that W. Let's get Javi Baez in that black jersey tonight. Let's go. Guys, I love you guys. Hit on that like button. Hit on that subscribe button. Guys, as always, let's go Mets. See you later, guys. Have a good night. Baez! Fernando, you're the biggest Baez fan. Come on. I'll see you guys later, guys. Have a good night. Let's go Mets. See if Cookie gets a good outing. Good night, guys. Have a good night.